Hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'm here a bit early today. I'll be back on here later again for our weekly training, but today I finally have a moment on my own. My children are in school and I finally have a moment to just sit and be with myself and be with my home. And it really has made me think a lot today. And as I sort of go over the week and process the conversations I've had with my clients, process the needs of my clients when it comes to living at home, especially now where so many people are spending extra time at home with their children, with their spouses, and they're really seeing the mess they have created in their home, right? You can't escape it anymore. They can't just go to work and go to school and come back and go to sleep and ignore it. It's right there. Your home, you're seeing the mess your kitchen is, your room is, your closets are, your garage, whatever it is. And today is the first time I have this moment to just sit. And it really struck me that our home is such an important space of self-reflection. Some of the things that I do when I have this time on my own is I like to take the time to go over the movie, almost like do a playback of the last few days and walk around my space and see in my own mind's eye, in my own heart, what were those moments we experienced in this specific room in the last few days? So like I said, my kids are not home today. They're with their dad. They're at school. And as I walk around my living room, their bedroom, my bathroom, the whole space, our current space is very small, but still, when I walk around each corner and each room, I really like to do a playback of how did we interact here in the last couple of days? What kinds of memories did we create on this coffee table? We played Monopoly and it was so much fun. We laughed and, we experienced all kinds of conversations and jokes, and it was so much fun. And, what was that moment when we were laying down on the bed and we were going over, a difficult conversation about some sibling rivalry, which is a theme around here. And, it just really made me think, what if we all took a weekly routine that we created where we walk around our spaces and replayed the movie of events and of conversations and of how we felt in each room throughout the week. And we use that opportunity to make changes that we want, and not just changes about, all right, I got to move this table over here because there's homeschooling needs that are not being, met with the space. I'm not just talking about organizing a closet, organizing a shelf because you need to have access to those board games. That is a great part. Yes, do that. That's so much fun and so helpful in shifting the energy. But it's also about, how do I need to be as the mother and as the woman and as this human being in this space? How do I hold myself accountable for some of those changes? How do I hold myself accountable for, okay, maybe I wasn't so present in that conversation. Maybe I spent all this time blaming her for whatever it was that we were talking about, but I wasn't really holding myself responsible for my own energy and how I show up. Maybe when I was cooking, I was really cranky and I was in a really bad mood. That kind of a thing. So I really like using the day-to-day activities to reflect. Okay, we had a great dinner. We actually talked to each other at the table. We sat after we were finished eating and we just hung out at the table, right? Or did we not do that? But the key is to be able to do it without judgment and to just do it with a curiosity of really being in wondering and being in curiosity about how was this playing out for me and what was I bringing to the table and how can I show up differently next week or tomorrow or today when they come back from school. And so I just wanted to take a moment to invite you to use your space, to use your home as that temple of self-reflection where you learn from yourself, when you learn from your own challenges, and where you just touch in and check in with how you're feeling and how you're doing, and how can your home support you? How can your home support you in those inner changes you're wanting to make for yourself, right? And so a lot of times I feel like I'm feeling more impatient when my house is a mess. And so maybe the first change that needs to happen is I need to book some time to clean my living room and put their toys away. And, you know, how do I get everyone to also be a part of that? Because it's not just my job as a mom. You know, many of us can relate. I know there's a lot of mothers here in this group. You know, we take on so much responsibility. And so a lot of the changes, for example, that I've been making is enlisting my children and encouraging them to be a part of the cleanup process and of the tidy up process. So, hey, Mom, can we play Monopoly, right? Because we had so much fun. And how many times do I stop myself from actually having that fun and investing that time playing Monopoly and hanging out because I'm thinking, I can't play Monopoly. I have all these things to clean and all these things to put away. And we become managers of our house as opposed to devotees of our temple, and as opposed of us doing this sort of self-service and really tending to our sacred space, we become just employees of it. And it becomes really toxic. It becomes annoying. It becomes resenting. It becomes so much of our energy gets wasted in that dread of doing these things for our home. And so I just want to invite you to think of how you are showing up in your space. Hi Kuchi, hi Gavi, Shabbat Siri, Satnam. How are we showing up in our relationships, in our engagement with our family, with our people, with our home? And what can we change? Not just in the physical space. So yes, maybe we do need to sit and sort through that paperwork. Yes, maybe we need to do that. But also, how do I show up, right? And so sometimes all we need is to just sit down in silence first before we start the day. And that way you can show up to your cooking chores a lot more clear, a lot more centered, a lot more focused on the intention you're setting for the day on how I want to show up. But the first step is to really play back all those moments and just become aware of how it was done and how you were engaging. I was saying that one of the things I'll do with my kids when they're asking me to do something where I habitually might say no to because I feel like I have to do all these other things instead, I'll say, all right, let's do it. But first I need your help to do this and this and this. And if we all do it together, we'll get through it faster, and then we'll sit down and really become present playing the game. And most of the time they're so happy and willing to do it. And so I just want to invite you to continue to use this time, to continue to use this situation in whatever form and whatever perspective you're accepting it, to simply check in with your home, with your space. How can you show up in a better way? What changes can you make? Start today. 5 minutes, walk around, play back the movie, and just be really honest with yourself and very kind. There's no need to blame or shame or guilt yourself because you did yell or because whatever. I'm saying this for experience. I do this all the time. We must be super kind to ourselves and always give ourselves the opportunity to show up differently next time. And you can start today. So, Satnam. I'll see you guys later today at 6:30. We are going over the third principle of the science of sacred interiors, and we're going to go all into what is that principle and how you can bring it into your home to uplift your space, to feel more peace, more beauty, more engagement with your own sacred home. See you later. Sat Nam.